Welcome to Happy Gaijin, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me, and I'm just gonna put a little bit of music in the background. But welcome to Wednesday, Thursday, depending where you're watching from around the world. I'm Nathan, Happy Gaijin, Ninja Monkey, the packing guy, whatever you want to call me. Absolutely fine. And this is a stream where it's a little bit more chill, more like just chat, etc. And you can still ask questions regarding travel around Japan. Obviously, we're here to help you out in that regard. But just be aware that this stream, usually on a Wednesday, is a little bit more chill. And we sort of just ask general Japan questions, talk about general things, stories, things that have happened, etc. And one of the things that I am definitely going to be talking about is the fact that I will be this time next week getting ready pretty much to leave. So the likelihood is that this might potentially, maybe depending on how well organized I am, might be the last stream, Wednesday stream, as next week, this time next week on a Wednesday, I'll be probably finishing my packing and heading off the following morning really, really early to the airport to get to Tokyo. So just be aware of that. We'll see how it goes. I'll have to play it by ear. I'm also working on quite a few videos, lining some videos up for whilst I'm away in Japan. But the great thing is, if you're watching, please subscribe. Please turn on your notifications, because whilst I am in Japan, I will be streaming probably every day, if not every other day. I'm only there for about 8 days, 9 days. It's not a very long time, but I will be streaming, keeping you up to date. I might not have the usual Wednesday stream, but you can always catch up and check out some of my walks around Tokyo and wherever I might end up in Japan. So let's see who's here, and thanks for your time. Don't forget to hit that like button, by the way. Arigato. Oh, Japan, Japan, Japan. Good evening. Just doing some work whilst watching, so I'll be lurking. No problem, my friend. No problem. Start thing with my intuition. Hi from the UK. Hey, hi from Gibraltar, actually. So hopefully, is the sound okay? Everything's okay, I guess. Howdy, Bojo. Hey, PG. Man with no life. Thanks for being here. Jim Ross, awake at the ungodly early hour in Tokyo. Greetings from Sydney, also awake at a very early time. Stephen, good morning from Melbourne. I have my flight booked for October now, just joined the hotel search. Cool. And what I would say is about the hotel thing, what I would say is just remember, a lot of hotels don't make their rooms available for up to between 4 and 6 months before the date. So don't be surprised if there isn't a lot of availability right now. It's always good to check on some, or to book some pre-cancellation places, but then 4 to 6 months before, start looking. You'll probably find many more options, even cheaper potentially. So thanks, JJI. Hey, Jade. just roaming around. JJA, how you doing? Coexist. Hello, everyone. Kali here. Hey, how you doing? Ro the Evil is also here. Loads of regulars here. That's pretty cool. I arrive in Tokyo on the 8th of April. I'm traveling around Japan for 3 weeks. If I see you there, I'll shout hi. Yes, please do. In fact, you will not see me because I'll be back on the 8th of April. So don't look out for me. I actually head back the day before on the 7th. Like I said, it's a very short trip I'm going on. A packing live stream. I don't know, man. But for your information, I have put on Ninja Monkey on the community tab. I've asked a question for a video idea that I'm working on, about packing in general. So please check it out. Any packing questions or tips or whatever. Heading to the airport in exactly 2 weeks from now. Roll the evil. Nice. Well, me in exactly 1 week and a few hours from now. Awesome. Got across those T's and those dots before you go. Indeed. You know what? I even have to check if I've even done the Visit Japan. Have I done the Visit Japan? I have to check. Only one night. Thanks for being here, my friend. If I see you in Tokyo, I will definitely say hello to you. Yeah, definitely, man, guys. If you see me in the train, walking across the street or whatever, say hello. Please remind me who you are, because there's so many of you sometimes, and sometimes say, yeah, and then I have to sort of click, But yay! So happy to hear that you'll be in Tokyo, Japan in April. Yeah, I'll be very soon. Dying Goal, I really appreciate the 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 links you've been sending me. Um, we're talking generally. I'm gonna make it very clear. This stream is probably not gonna be the longest of streams, just because I am. It's a week before my trip, which means that I try to fit a lot of things into my week, including writing. I'm in the middle of writing a script, which I'd have to film for the during the week, over the weekend, and edit and all that. And I'm in the middle of editing a video which I'm not very sure what to do with. It's a guide for an area in Tokyo, but I might actually hold back, and whilst I'm in Tokyo, maybe film a little bit more. I just feel like it's missing something. Then when I'm in Tokyo, I'm going to be meeting loads of people, including some special guests that will appear hopefully in some of my video ideas that I don't want to give too much about, but there will definitely be videos that will help newcomers or people that are traveling to Japan, specifically Tokyo, to give them insights and really easy things to do. Um, I know there's a loads of people that are nervous about certain things in Tokyo and doing certain things and eating in certain places. So hopefully I'll be able to put some guides together, 2 or 3. Because the reality is that after this trip, I will be back in Japan in about 10 weeks after. I'll be back in Japan, I believe. So April, May, June, July. Yeah. So about 10, 11 weeks after this trip, I will then return to Japan for 6 weeks. But the reality is that there's going to be a slow time, because those weeks whilst I'm in Japan, I probably won't be able to be making a lot of content on Ninja Monkey. So I have to try and get at least 2 or 3 videos prepared, so that I can scatter them every 2 or 3 weeks for the next few weeks whilst I'm away, if that makes any sense. Hi from the UK. I'm traveling to Japan in November. I really enjoy your videos. Hey, Grant, thank you so much. I'm glad that you enjoy my videos, and hopefully there'll be many more coming your way. Like I've mentioned, I think I've really. It's so funny because when I first started making videos, I knew that I wanted to make content about Japan, right? And everybody kept on saying, not everybody, but the research kept on saying, you need to find your niche, niche. And I used to say, I have, right? My niche is basically Japan. Like I'm making Japan content. But I think that I've niched it down even more. I've narrowed the niche even more, and now I'm very much doing Japan planning, very specifically Japan planning, things specifically how to plan, things to do, what to do, how to do it, and obviously in that umbrella you have the guides, places to visit, itineraries, obviously, and more recently my new sort of like series of Q&As, or answering your questions, which are doing quite well, in the sense that I think that they're very valuable and useful. A lot of people like that kind of content. So I am trying to narrow down and figure out what to do and how to do it for to keep things in the umbrella of Japan travel. Obviously, I still will be doing things for me and things that I enjoy doing. That's very, very important. Um, I've I've read that you need to have, for a YouTube channel, you have to have 3 or 4 different sort of like pillars. One of them has to be like your top-notch, sort of like high quality, super edited videos, which I do. I put a lot of effort into my videos, obviously. The second pillar has to be things that you can put out that are relatively easy to put together, that doesn't take you too much time, but brings value to people, which in my case, I think it's a Q&A videos that I'm going to be putting out, that I have been putting out every 6 to 8 weeks, answering your comments, etc. And that helps people. The third pillar is an important one, and that is putting out a video that you want to do and you don't care how the audience is going to react, like something that you a passion for you, so you keep passionate and you keep happy and making YouTube. And those ones are the ones that I make, for example, when I do and if you haven't checked these videos out, please do. Maybe one of my moderators can actually share these videos, because I am super passionate about this series. And that is the train line series, where I have it's sort of co-hosted between me and Nomadic Gaijin, which is a friend of mine. And we go and we choose a line in Tokyo. Yamanote line we've done, and we've done the Ginza line. And basically, we do challenges along the line. And the last one, which was the Ginza line, it was me, Lito, and Luke. And we had a giant, and we would get strangers in the street to roll the dice, and depending where it rolled depended how many stations we would go forward, and then we would have to do something at that station. So that's a series that I definitely want to continue making, because I just have a flipping blast. And the idea in that series is actually inviting people from viewers, potentially other content creators. I'd love to be able to do one with Drew. I'd love to do one with Daniel and Yuka, or Daniel by himself potentially. There's so many lines and they're just fun. There's just a really great with Alan. Hopefully one day we coincide and we can actually do one of those lines together. Like the only thing is with these things, and I really appreciate my friends a lot. Like Luke, I really consider him my brother in Tokyo, to be honest, and Lito. But when I ask people to make to be part of one of my videos, one of these like train line videos, I don't think they realize the amount of time these videos take. I don't think people realize how much time these videos actually take. Put it this way, the first time I met Luke, I think at 8 a.m. We started filming, and we didn't actually end till like 9 or 10 p.m. at night, and we were on the go. But it was so much fun, because we were literally exploring places that we would never have gone to, because literally the challenge took us to these places, right? And I recommend that you try something like this. Maybe you don't have to walk around with a giant dice, but you can walk around with a pair of dice, or with one dice, and you can just throw the dice, and it will take you somewhere. um if you throw a 4, you go 4 stations forward. If you throw a 6, you go 6 stations forward, etc. And get out and explore and find something to do. It is a really great way of exploring the city. I don't know if anybody's done it before. I don't know if it's just my invention, but I want to continue that series just because I love it. Then, apart from that, I know that Dying Goal has an excellent idea that I think would be like a very, very good idea. I don't want to talk about it too much here, but if he can set that up, that would be one of my passion projects that I would do for the love of me, for the love of the channel, and also I think it would be interesting for people. But I understand that there's content that people enjoy more than others. The updates, I put an update out, I know I'm going to get 20,000, 30, 40, 50, maybe 100,000 views potentially. So yeah, anyway, enough about that. Packing live stream? Maybe. I don't know about a packing live stream, but we'll see. I'll keep my eyes out for Ninja Monkey and Happy Gaijin, yeah. Is this your holiday haircut? Yes, indeed. Of course it is, guys. Like I have to. You know what I've realized more recently? That because I'm making so much content, and I'm making more content than I've realized that I've pretty much doubled the amount of content that I'm making compared to last year, which means that my channel is growing faster because I'm putting out more content, obviously. Um, that I've had to start having haircuts more often so that I can look a little bit more presentable all the time. But yeah, this is definitely my holiday haircut. Getting ready for next week. Doing good, taking a break from designing and prepping for the business, meeting a potential angel investor tomorrow. Good luck, my friend. Eddie, hey. Hi, Nathan and everyone. Just got back from Japan. It was yet another fantastic time. All the best on your trip. Thank you so much, Eddie. I have to say it was lovely. I believe that we met up, if I remember right. There's a few. I did meet an Eddie, and I think it was you. I had a great time when we did meet up. It was lovely. This is one of the subscribers that came and said hello, and I'm really, really glad that he did. Enjoy your videos. Thank you, Christopher Joseph Cortez. How are you doing, Christopher Joseph Cortez? Say hi to the wife. Jim Ross. Anyone got any recommendations for a reasonably good Tokyo restaurant with a unique twist that will be open on Sunday evening? Jim, I'd send you a message potentially about a samurai restaurant that I quickly skimmed in Shinjuku. Maybe you can look into that. I'm not very sure. The growth of the channel and information is amazing and extremely helpful. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. It could grow faster. But hey, it is what it is. Jim, me and Michaela are at 8 at this Michelin-starred restaurant in Madeira last month. Very inexpensive, top-class food. Thank you so much for that recommendation, JJ. I only know about the vegan places to eat. I have found quite a few nice ones. Hey, Star, if you can help us out on the Discord, we actually have a Google map, where you can pin some of those restaurants and label them as vegan, so that basically the community, when they're traveling around Japan, they can bring out the map and they can actually see the recommendations from the actual viewers themselves, including some of my recommendations. Although I think you started to realize that me personally, I don't specifically go to any restaurant. I just go walking around doing what I have to do, and if I encounter something, I go in, unless it's a specific occasion and I'm meeting people. Chuosobu line challenge would be next. That should be next. That would be interesting. Yeah, there's so many lines, including like even the monorail. Like the monorail is it's only used really to get from the airports to Hamamatsucho station, but yet there are so many stops along the way, right? So it'd be quite interesting to check that out. The hide and seek in Tokyo, yes, it was, and I would love to be able to do that again. I've had some ideas for how to improve on that. We'll see. This week, however, it's a little bit, I'm going to be totally honest, it's going to be a little bit difficult to do a lot of the things I want to do. You just realize that when you have potentially 6-7 nights only in Tokyo, that that you've got to be realistic with what you can do, and also you need to be very specific and planned in what you want to record if you want to create any content. So I know that I want to film at least 2, potentially 3 videos, standalone videos, and snippets of other things along the way. Thanks for the train line video. There's 2. One of them is a Yamanote line, which I did with Luke, and the second one was the Ginza line, which I did with Luke and with Lito, which was so much fun. So yeah, just roaming around. I'm looking forward to seeing where your business goes, by the way. How do you find time to do all the video streams and more? Well, actually, now it's 9 p.m. or 9:30, so the streams, when it comes to streaming, it doesn't really eat into my week. It's I've had dinner, it's the evening. It's basically the difference and a choice between either sitting in front of the TV and watching something on Netflix for an hour and a half, or spending time, doing this. So I choose to do this instead. So in terms of the streaming, I wouldn't say it's an issue unless I have a specific thing going on. Like for example, next week on the Thursday morning, I will be at the airport and potentially I will still be like packing. So I don't want to really commit to anything. I'll see how things go. And when it comes to creating the videos, I think I'm quite good. I work on them usually on the Friday evening, film it maybe in the evening, start editing on the Saturday in the morning, work on the script a little bit in the evenings, like I said. Just get at my computer, have an idea, and work on my script a little bit every day. By the time I get to Friday, I pretty much have the script done. Try to film it in the evening so that I can edit it on the Saturday. So, and then when it comes to Happy Gaijin videos, I am trying my best to keep them raw. I don't know. I find it really, really hard not to like over edit things. But recently I've been like saying to myself, right, I've got videos that need to go out and I'm just gonna put them out. It doesn't matter about the quality. The Happy Guardian is supposed to be a little bit more chill rather than curated, you know? It's only open in the afternoon from 1 to 5. I see. I see. But I think you're worrying too much specifically about restaurant. It's about the meeting up. I've got all the food places pinned on my Google Maps. Okay, but you can maybe share it. Don't know. Maybe you, Luke, and Lito can do the amazing race where you all start the free at three certain points, same distance apart, and have to get to one central location by any means possible. First to arrive wins. Um, Maybe we can. I don't think. I don't think it would be a good video idea personally. Just trying to think of something that's a little bit different, like I'm not very sure how it will be filmed. It's just so many things to think about. That is giving just gives me a headache. The thought. Also, I'm gonna be totally honest. Here, it's not that it's a bad idea. It's just that I like to have a lot of creative control with what I film and how I film it. And for me, the thought of having two other people filming two different styles of videos and then trying to edit it for me is a nightmare. Even the hide and seek, like Lito was supposed to film himself, vlog him. He didn't film himself. He didn't vlog himself. But we did it. He forgot. He got so into the live streaming that he completely forgot what the point of the thing was. Like it is what it is. It's fine, but it's difficult. I think when you make videos like this, you need to all be together as much as possible. The Toden Arakawa streetcar line has some interesting neighborhoods along it. Thank you, dude. Bojo Pigeon. That will be a pretty. Like I said, this is what I love about the doing a line. It's just simple, like there's no deviating, and it's also I think it's very important for my channel. I feel that I do things that people can replicate or try to replicate to a certain degree. So these lines, like people can get onto the Tobu line and just do the Tobu line, or people could get onto the Ginza line and just do a similar thing on the Ginza line. So it's important that people can replicate that, I think. Oh, and Nathan, your yen is now as Japanese yen. Crash again. I know. 192. I send a message to Japan Ichiban straight away this morning. I was like, JJI, dude, 192.4 is what I got my thing on Revolut. Yeah, I'm doing Finland. It's the Helsinki again, and they've actually had strikes for the last week, but they end um, in the next few days. Thankfully, thankfully, the strikes will end. Well, hopefully they will anyway. Yeah, the like maybe just roaming around something like that might work for something like the Happy Gaijin, if that makes any sense. Where I'm not too bothered about the filming style. I put things on here that perhaps I feel don't quite fit into a Ninja Monkey. Maybe they're not to do with planning. Maybe they're just a normal vlog. I've made a decision that really I don't want to be putting like general like daily vlogs or like a general vlog on Ninja Monkey because it just doesn't fit in with the rest of the channel. My channel's about itineraries, planning, news, things that are information based, if that makes any sense. So I think that putting a general vlog like on Ninja Monkey doesn't fit unless it's specifically about a place, specifically about going somewhere like a guide vlog, if that makes any sense. So right, I have a Coke Zero here. I went for a jog before this. Last week I wasn't able to jog because I actually got heat stroke on Monday and I was sick on Tuesday. People don't really didn't know this, but well, I'm guessing it was heat stroke anyway. There's an area in Tokyo called Hide and Seek Yokocho. Really? That sounds very intriguing indeed. I can suggest a channel named Sean Fu. He is amazing on financial predictions. Cool. Like, thanks. I mean, it's cool that people like suggest channels and stuff, but I can assure you something. Somebody asked a minute ago. Man with No Life said, "How do you find time to do all videos, to do all the video streams and more?" Well, simply by not watching any content on YouTube. I hardly watch YouTube content. I don't have time to watch, for example, Lito's live streams, or even Luke, or Tokyo Drew. Unfortunately, I just don't have time to spend an hour watching a live stream. I pop in, I say hello, I support, but I do not watch. I hardly watch any YouTube content. Very, very, very little. If anything, I might put one of the Japan YouTube's walking videos in the background whilst I'm cooking, or whilst I'm having breakfast, or maybe I will put a replay of one of the streams of Drew's streams or whatever, like whilst I'm having breakfast, and I'll comment. But ultimately, I don't think any content creator should be loyal or expected to watch anybody else's content. It's just ludicrous to think that you can keep up with, watch other people's content. It's absolutely impossible. Now, if we are together in content, if we're creating content together, it's different. You know, we support each other. I like the idea of being able to support, other content creators. In fact, I root for them to become even bigger than me. Like I really, really want them to succeed. But I can't be watching them. So that is how I find the time to make videos and streams. And obviously I have my job which I prioritize, which is very important. Is it best to wait and get currency when you get to Japan, or we will miss the great exchange rate if not for a couple of weeks? Personally, it's a little bit difficult to answer that question because I've got to the point now where I actually do things very radically differently. Like, for example, number one, all my hotels are now paid in advance. So with free cancellation, I've paid all my hotels, and therefore that's one less thing that I need to worry about. Even if I hadn't paid my hotels, I would pay my hotels with credit card, not with cash, unless it was specifically a ryokan that asked for cash, which would be like one or two maybe in the trip potentially, and I would usually use like a currency card, like a Revolut card or a Wise card. These currency cards, I think, can make a huge difference to your trip, and it can really reduce the amount of cash that you need to take if you know how to use them wisely. Excuse the pan. Wise and Revolut. It's a revolution, and you can use it wisely. But yeah, basically, what I've learned to do personally is don't take hardly any yen with me. Like, really, I only take the leftover yen that I have from my previous trip, and thankfully, I'm able to put some money on my digital Suica from my Revolut or my Wise account. I have both Wise and Revolut, so I can literally put money into my wallet in Revolut at the day's exchange rate. Once it's there, anything that is used as a credit card transaction doesn't have any fees. It's just it acts like a local card basically. So I am going around Japan using my credit card as if it was a local card. And the great thing is I can top up my Suica with no fees. So I'm putting 10,000 yen onto my Suica, 4,000 yen to my Suica, at that exchange rate with zero fees from Revolut or Wise. And then I use my Suica to pay for a lot of things, including food and drinks, etc. in Japan. So that's how I get around not actually using a lot of cash. And if I do need to take cash out, then I go to a 7-Eleven take 10, 20, 30,000 yen out, and that will last me for a few days and repeat. So it's really difficult for me to give specific advice when it comes to currency and when to take it out. If you are going to exchange currency, like physical currency, then why not do it now? The exchange rate is the best it's been. So I think that even if it went higher, the rate right now is incredible. So it could go higher, but I've read that there are things in place for it to not go any higher than 155 yen. Sorry, 155 yen to the dollar. I've read somewhere that there are things in place so that it wouldn't reach that. So I don't know what that is in pounds or what it is specifically right now. But of course I watch. But like I said, I cannot. It's difficult for me to commit to anything, to watching any content. And I do support, and I love promoting and some supporting. Like I'll mention Tokyo Drew, a friend. He's got cancer, and I want to help him out as much as I can by sending positivity and sending you guys to his channel so that you can actually go on, subscribe, say hi, and send him well wishes. And if you want to donate, then you can help him out, because I know that he's going through a hard time. So I don't watch much either. I do as you do, or watch yours when I'm laying in bed. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like if I specifically I'm watch like doing nothing, which is very rare, and I'm scrolling and I see that somebody's streaming, then I'll probably like chill and have it whilst I'm cooking, streaming, or whilst I'm having breakfast. I might mention, hey, I'm here, I'm watching, I'm listening. But I think it's very difficult for people to be loyal, you know, like especially if you're a content creator, basically. Also known as Kakurenbo Yokocho Hide and Seek Alley. It's on my path. Plan to visit lists. I think it's on the shopping district map I posted on Discord. Thank you. Thank you so much. That sounds like a great idea. I mean, one of the things that I do want to do this time round is come up with a part 2 to my less visited places in Japan. I have 2 or 3 places that are less visited. Places I need another 2, really, realistically, to make it a fully blown video. So maybe something like that, a place like that, would be pretty cool. Yes, I was gonna get some sort of speaker card, whatever one I can get at the time, with a chip shortage. Yeah. Now the only issue with getting, and I'm a bit of a hoarder, but I promise you that there's a reason why I have so many. Okay, and the reason why I have so many is because over the last few trips I've been getting them, because I am actually going to be traveling with some friends in July. They're traveling and they don't have iPhone, and I've got them a card each. I need to get one more, I think. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, one more for them, and then they'll be good, because they don't have iPhone, unfortunately. And hopefully, in the future, the whole Android thing will be sorted. Revolut Metal is a great choice, especially for the travel product insurance. You got to be careful with the travel product insurance, though, because it's not available for residents of Gibraltar, for example. So even if I at one point I had I think maybe I had the metal at one point, and I cancelled it because it wasn't valid. Thanks about the currency answer. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think the rate right now is very high, but there's many things that you need to ask when you do ask for currency, and that is whether or not you're going to get that rate. There are some currency exchange places that will be selling at the rate that they bought, and some places might have bought yen 2, 3, 4 months ago and have it in storage, and they'll be selling it at that rate. So you got to be very careful. That is a common thing. They're not trying to rip you off or anything. It's very common for currency conversion places to do that. The ones that are all the time moving and selling yen are the ones that are going to have more up to date like prices, and also remember that they do take a commission, which is why I like using Revolut or Wise, because they don't take any commission. Um, Other than that, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the only one of the downsides, and maybe somebody's got a workaround, because I don't think this is a workaround to the physical Suica, Passimo, etc., is that you can only top it up with cash, which is a bummer, because it means that you need to take cash out from the, or have cash to top up the Suica for travel. Now I know that you can top up Suica at a conveni. You can actually go and top up at in the station, at a top up station in the station, but you can also top up Suica or IC cards at many convenis. It's quite easy to do, but I'm not very sure if you can do it with credit card. I don't think so. Maybe somebody can tell me if they can, because I don't use these anymore, and I just use the digital one. I haven't had the need to experiment for a while. Hey, from Brussels, how you doing, Philippe? Thanks for being here. Is the theme how to pack for a Japan trip tonight? No, no, no. Well, the theme is anything and everything, and basically, I was talking about the fact that I'm going to be going to Japan like in a week's time. Next week there might not be a stream. We'll have to wait and see. And we were talking about the fact people were asking, how can you make content? How do you find time to put out so much content and stream and make shorts? And I was saying the reason that I do have the time is because I don't watch any other content on YouTube. I don't really watch YouTube content, to be honest. I don't. I follow sometimes some of my friends whilst I'm having breakfast or whatever, live streams, and then I choose my time wisely. So instead of being sat down now watching Netflix or whatever, I'm doing this for an hour. So, and I enjoy it. I actually get excited about your lives. There's so much information given. Thank you just for roaming around. I appreciate it. I have to say that it's a vicious cycle. It's like a cycle, because you do a live stream, and I have the information, but you guys have so much information too, and I learn from you guys. I retain that information, and then I sort of give it. Right, I go to Japan, I learn some more. There's some kind of an update. I do research, I learn some more. So I think I'm definitely more knowledgeable now than what I was, for example, 2 years ago, doing exactly the same content. Just as a fact of making content makes you more knowledgeable and better at knowing, Japan things, basically. My bank account won't be charging me for currency exchange fees, so I will be fine in that regard. Cool. Excellent. That's really good then. And Revolut is also contactless payment too. Indeed, it is, which is really helpful. By the way, when you're in Japan, if you have a Suica, Passmo, or whatever, if you want to pay with Suica, the way to pay with Suica is simply saying Suica de, or Passmo de, but you can say Suica de, and it basically means buy Suica. So when you're gonna go and pay, you're at a Starbucks and you order something, and you're about to pay, you say Suica de, and Suica, and then you can pay by Suica. And I think you can also say tap de, and that's contactless. Tap by tap. You got to be very specific about that one, because I found that you can use Apple Pay, but you need to say tap. So you have so many sweet cards. Could this have caused a chip shortage? No, no. I got these actually after the chip shortage. I think only one of them is from before. I think this one is the only one that's from before. The Manaka, which is a Nagoya region IC card. Yeah, start. It can happen. Not all places are like that. But I've encountered that myself personally. They sell the yen at the rate that they bought it. Some places, especially smaller places. So, hey Mark, how you doing? Hey, thanks for the day trip suggestions last stream. I decided on going to Kobe. Have a good day planned out. Nice. Awesome, awesome. The Kobe, there's a few interesting things in Kobe. I went on the January the 1st, 2020, New Year's day, and I was very hungover, I have to admit. Very, 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 very hungover. I don't even know how I got there, to be honest. I was so hungover. But I went up the ropeway, and I thought the ropeway was really, really nice because and very unique and interesting. But at the top of the Kobe ropeway is this what I would only describe as a German village, like European German village, where they sell beer and hot dogs, and they have like a herb garden. It was kind of surreal and strange, but I really enjoyed the view from up there. In fact, I actually have a Kobe vlog back. If you go back, you'll find it in my cringe days. I call the cringe catalog. So the second thing is that I think that the sea, the like the sea, where the sea is, the Bay Area. That's the word I was trying to use. The Bay Area is very, very pretty in Kobe too, and there's a really nice like a shopping mall sort of district area leading to the bay. Personally found Ryuguaka in Tokyo to be a very enjoyable place for a morning walk. Thank you, Go Wander Down Under. Those are all great tips for everyone who wants to travel and visit other places. So, yeah, that was my issue with the card. You can't top up with credit card or debit card, only with cash. To use debit, you need to register a residential address for Japan. Do you? I didn't even know you could do that. So there you go. Hey, how you doing, Jay? Thanks for being here. Um, Aishi Kado de. What's your favorite app website to reserve accommodation? Klook. I mean, if you use my Klook, you can actually use Klook, and that's my affiliate link. Anybody interested? I've been using Booking.com, but a lot of my trips this time round is with Klook. Actually, they seem to have pretty much the same rates. In fact, some of the places have been slightly cheaper. And to be honest, I just try to go for websites that or apps that are well known, and Klook, Booking.com, Expedia. Those are the three main ones that I would be looking at. And if I want something like that's very much like traditional ryokan, then Japanese guesthouses.com is one that I've used in the past too. I saw that the yen interest rate changed. What will happen next? I just checked the exchange rate against the US dollar, and it looks like you get even more yen now, but not by much. Yeah, they I think that for the very first time in I don't know how many years, they are not doing negative interest. I'm not an economy guy, okay? So please take what I'm saying with a pinch of salt. But they're no longer doing negative interest rates in Japan to try to help the economy. It's the first time in I don't know how long, and everybody was expecting the yen to strengthen, but actually it hasn't. But maybe it only happened today, so we'll see what happens. Really, to be honest, watched your vlog whilst planning. Thank you, Mark. How was it? Did I look hungover? Tell me, did I look terrible? It was a cold morning. I can assure you that. I remember it was very cold. Sky Scanner. Well, I think Japan Ichiban will have something to say about Sky Scanner. And I think that it's basically you need to be careful with using apps or websites like Sky Scanner, which might funnel you or direct you to external websites for booking. because you never know what you're gonna get. And I know for a fact that Japan Ichiban nearly ended up losing a lot of money as a result of using similar websites. The problem isn't with Skyscanner. The problem is where you end up, like booking. Like a lot of these webs, a lot of time, Skyscanner will direct you you to. Sorry, I was reading Japan Ichiban's comments. A lot of the time, Skyscanner will direct you to specifically like British Airways, or specific well-known websites. Like you can use, but sometimes there can be dodgy websites that list themselves on Skyscanner, and basically they will appear at a certain rate and you go to book, but they can be a little bit dodgy, so you got to be careful with that. I mean, yeah, just be careful. Yeah, but still a good video. So I did look Hangover. Thank you. I appreciate the your honesty. Try to steal 5,000 plus from you. Crazy, crazy. I know. I remember having a very very stressed Japan Ichiban video call. Poor guy. And yeah, it's never been so low. 60, 52 for 10,000 yen. I don't know what it is right now, but it was 92.8 like last time I checked to the pound. So £1 in yen right now. Not in hen, in yen. Oh my god! Guys, it's like nearly 194. It's 193.38 to the pound. That's absolutely crazy. I mean, I bought some yen this morning, nearly 193 and 192.4, but this is the whole yen more. This is crazy. What? What's Revolut gonna give me? Let's see what the Revolut rate is. Sometimes a little bit lower. No, now is not the time for me. No, this sucks. Why is Revolut forcing me to change my password? I don't want to change my password right now. You need to. Well, I can't do it now, so I can't check. I'm not gonna change my password on a live stream. My currency alarm went off. Hey, Caroline. So I bought some more yen. Yeah, I bought some yen this morning, like at 6:30 in the morning, something like that. But it's crazy to think that it's even higher now. It's crazy to think. I honestly thought that it had reached the peak. Like, um. So I don't know if I can find the yen rate on Revolut, but hey. Ooh. £1 is 192.9. Wow. That is incredible. On Revolut, basically 193 yen. It's good, very very good. Agoda can be good for last minute accommodation deals. Thanks for that, Jim. I've used Agoda also, and also you need to remember that actually it's one that's not spoken about too much, but probably one of the best ones for you to book for Japan trips is Rakuten. Rakuten is a Japanese travel agent, and many times they will have many more listings than Booking.com, Expedia, Agoda, etc. So Rakuten is definitely worth checking out, especially the Japanese website of Rakuten version. I use the comparison sites for flights and go to the airline sites. That's one of the best ways to do it. Don't be worried. Don't be worried, Star. Japan will continue monopoly. Everybody go out and buy Monopoly money now. At the moment, I'm using Revolut just because I've like I was mentioning before, like I've learned now, after many trips now, that basically I can a combination of Revolut, credit card, and my digital Suica can do wonders for me. So currently, my Japan trips are completely paid for. My Japan accommodation is paid for, so I don't have to worry about that. On TikTok, I'm getting bombarded by videos suggesting to take an extra empty suitcase to Japan and not bring clothes because everything is so cheap. Okay, it's not. I wouldn't go that far either. I mean, things are cheap. Yes, cheaper, you know, but I've definitely noticed an increase in hotel accommodation. I don't know, Caroline, if you've also noticed, because I know that you're going to be going in May, and I don't know what it's like in May specifically, but I've been looking for July and for August, which I started booking quite well in advance, you know? And I've noticed that even with the pound being strong against the yen, I've noticed a good increase, 20% maybe even 30% increase in prices for hotels. And that is paying in pounds, let alone for the Japanese people that don't have that advantage. It's going to be quite more expensive for them. But I've noticed an increase in accommodation. Yes, I yes, obviously the pound, the dollar, the euro is strong, but generally, clothes, etc. I wouldn't say they're so much. I wouldn't say that Japan is super cheap for clothes. I mean, if we were going to Thailand or something like that, maybe. Um, Maybe a little bit cheaper than home, but not so much to sort of like go and buy a whole wardrobe. I don't know. What are your thoughts, guys? Maybe I should make a short about taking an empty suitcase to Japan. In that, price at Appa still 61 euro a night. That's okay. All right, okay, that's not too bad. Appa in other areas twice as expensive. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've been having and I've searched far and wide. The only thing is, I guess that now, the more you travel to Tokyo, the more, in a way, the more particular you become in what you want and your needs are and where you want to be and how far from a station you want to be, etc. So, not that I've been super picky, but I know what I want, and I'm not gonna. I don't care about luxury, like accommodation. I will be happy staying in a Toyoku Inn, in an Appa, whatever. It doesn't really matter. But I'm trying to position myself in an area that is easy access to the Yamanote line and easy access to locations that I want to travel to, and also relatively easy access to some of my friends where some of my friends live. So that is the issue really for me. My trip over the summer is going to be quite interesting because I'm literally going to be doing 5 to 6 day stints in Tokyo, and then I'll be traveling for a week or 10 days, and then I'll return to Tokyo for 5 or 6 days. Then I travel for a week or 10 days, and so on. And that is going to be my pattern. And the reason why I'm doing that is just because last year I stayed in over 20 hotels, 22, 23 hotels, I think it was, over my summer trip. And this year I've limited it to, I think, 15 or something like that, or maybe even less. And I've set myself a rule that I have to stay in a location for at least 2 nights minimum. So that's what I'm doing. I think there's only one place that I'm staying one night. It's Fukuoka, and it's only because I've already been to Fukuoka, and I'm using that as a little, like a quick night in Fukuoka to get out to get to where I need to get to. So I currently have 100,000 yen that I'm taking with me for a 2-week trip? How much more do you think I'll need, if any? Mark, it depends on your budget. Like, what are you going to be eating? How often are you going to be eating? Like, if you, it just depends on your needs. How much souvenirs, what kind of a traveler you are. I do think that the first time traveler will potentially spend more than me. I don't tend to buy souvenirs anymore. Rarely, really. I don't need to go to many of those, tourist sites that you might need to spend and be tempted into buying some kind of merchandise for. So, from Portsmouth, 3 weeks till I'm in Japan. Nice, Nick. That's soon. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I don't want to give too much information. But for me, obviously, there's lots of places around the Yamanote line, but I don't really want to be more than 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes away from certain people that I hang out with in Tokyo. Just because if I'm out drinking or whatever, I just don't really. If I do end up missing the train and having to get a taxi, then that's sort of at the cusp of what I might be able to afford, a taxi ride. If I stay, like some locations that could be 40 minutes away on the Yamanote line, we're talking about an impossible taxi ride for me. Thank you so much, Girl Wander Down Under. I will be ending the stream quite soon. Nishad, hello, how are you doing? Hey, Jesse, we're just about to end the stream, by the way. You get to Tokyo on Saturday. Nice. I'll get to Tokyo the Friday after, if everything goes according to plan. You never know with these things. And don't forget that I do have the Pocket Wi-Fi for those of you who are traveling to Japan for the very first time. Check out my Pocket Wi-Fi Sakura Mobile link. You can get eSIMs. You can get Pocket Wi-Fi. You can get a SIM, a physical SIM. You can pick it up at the airport, or you can have it sent to your hotel, which is my preferred choice. This time round, I'm pretty much going to be doing eSIM the whole time, and topping up as I need. I'm trying to experiment with different ways of doing things, and I'm going to try the eSIM route this time round. Yay! V7-Eleven shops. Can I get Western breakfast cereal like? Can you get Western style cereal? You'll be able to get Western style. Potentially not cereal like Western style cereal, really. I don't think, Stephen. But you might be able to get similar things. Definitely you'll be able to get like pastries and stuff like that. If you're wanting something that's Western in style, you can get like a croissant or a or something like that. You don't have friends in Japan? Let me introduce you to some people, Caroline. Japan, Japan. I'm about to finish. Thanks so much for your support. Nice one, Nishad. Thanks, Philippe. Guys, it is time for me to say goodbye, and I wanted to remind you that we will be streaming on Sunday from Ninja Monkey. As normal, that doesn't change this Sunday. Just be aware that I will be traveling to Japan next week, which means that this stream on Wednesday might not happen. I will announce it, and I will schedule it if it does end up happening. Be aware. Please check out some of my previous videos. Check out my backlog of videos. A lot of people don't realize that I have loads of vlogs and guide videos from the past. I call that basically my cringe period, my cringe era. So you can see me trying to make YouTube videos when I was very awkward in front of the camera. It's well worth a check, basically. Thanks, everyone. Oyasumi, everyone. Thanks, Philippe, for your support, your help. Thanks, everyone. And will I be live streaming from Japan? Absolutely, yes. I will be live streaming from Japan, from the streets of Japan. I just need to figure out. Usually, I stream in the morning, which is a little bit difficult because if I stream in the morning, it's like really late European time. So you might have to catch it in the replay. We'll see. Anyway, everyone, thanks so much for being here. Stay positive.